You, sir, have sullied my honor. That's it, J-Ro. It's on right now. 40K, 2,000 points.
Deal.
All right, so for this battle report against J-Ro, the person who is insulting my honor as a terrain crafter, I'm going to be playing John Feedy's Nurgle terrain, which he's actually currently selling. You can contact him at johnfeedy@gmail.com for that. So this is what I'm taking. It is a Chaos Lord with a Mark of Nurgle, a Gift of Mutation, Ichor Blood, a Sigil of Corruption, a Power Fist, and a Plasma Pistol. He's going to be leading this unit of Chosen. You have the Chosen one of them has a dual Lightning Claw, you have a Flamer in the unit, the champion has a Gift of Mutation, and then you have a Chaos Rhino that has a Dirge Caster and a Havoc Launcher. They also all have Mark of Nurgle. This whole army is going to have Mark of Nurgle. Moving on from that, we have 3 Obliterators right over here. They look really gnarly. John did a really good job on all this. Then you have 2 units of Plague Marines, and they're right here. These are armed with 2 Flamers per unit. You've got them also riding in Rhinos that are also equipped with the Dirge Caster and the Havoc Launchers. Then you have this Vindicator, which is just a regular Vindicator. No special upgrades, just there for boomage. Then you have this Mauler Fiend that was converted from a Warriors of Chaos model. It escapes me what it's called at the moment, but it looks really nasty and really cool. Then we've got 5 Terminators. These Terminators are equipped with... What are they equipped with? I'm trying to find them on my list. Mark of Nurgle, Heavy Flamer, Gift of Mutation, and then they have 2 Power Fists in them. And they're riding in this Land Raider, which is also pretty basic. Then you have 10 Bikers. Pretty basic and pretty simple. Everything in this army has Mark of Nurgle, by the way, so... That is what I'm taking for my 2,000 point list against my nemesis, J-Ro.
Okay. Alright, so here we have 70 Hormagaunts, all equipped with poison. Beside them is a Prime. The Prime has Bone Swords and a Death Spitter with Toxin Sacs and Adrenal Glands. There's a Carnifex Brood of 2 Carnifexes with Toxin Sacs, Regenerate, and 2 Devourers on each, twinning Devourers with the Brain Leeches. Over here we've got Warriors. We've got 3 units of 3. They all have Bone Swords and Death Spitters with Toxin Sacs, Adrenal Glands, and Flesh Hooks. I've got 2 Mawlocs over here. Both the Mawlocs have Toxin Sacs on them. And then my Hive Tyrant, which has 2 Devourers with Brain Leeches, Toxin Sacs, Regeneration, and Adrenal Glands. And that's the Tyranid Horde.
And this is the table that we're going to be playing on. It is the newly finished Nurgle Winter City by Titan Terrain Studio. This is also the objective markers that we're going to be using. These are the 6 regular objective markers, and this counts as our relic. We're going to go ahead and roll off to see what kind of missions and deployments we're going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to run a little bit of a special rule with this terrain set. For every infested building, we're going to say that at the beginning of every turn, when a unit is either in base to base with the building or inside the building, we're going to roll a d6. And on a 6, the infestation is going to attack whatever unit is in there. That goes for both sides. The attack is going to be d6 attacks that automatically hit at strength 3. So it's just something we thought that would be a little fun to kind of throw a little chaos into the mix.
So we got Big Guns Never Tire, so any heavy support can control objectives. And we got, I think it's called Vanguard, we got the diagonal one.
Yep, the diagonal one.
The one that's really hard to measure your deployment zone.
Oh yeah, we're going to have fun with that. And then you won the roll-off, so you're going to choose to deploy first and go first.
Yes, yep, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to be on this side.
Yep, he's going to be on this side. So already he's insulting my honor even further. Okay, so I have rolled my my Gifts of Mutation. I took a couple of them. The Chaos Lord got a +1 initiative. The Chosen Aspiring Champion got Fleet, which is kind of useless unless all of his unit dies. The Chaos Terminator Champion actually got an extra wound, so that's a really good one. And then the champion for the bikers got Crusader, which is pretty useless because they're bikers and they can't run. But it does mean that they'll be able to add D3 extra inches to a sweeping advance. So that's always nice. So J-Ro is done setting up. Let's see. Look at this. We're playing on an 8-foot board, by the way, since this is a larger game and this set is just really big and dense. So I'm going to go ahead and set up over there. Okay, so I finished my deployment. Also, let's go ahead and show you where the objectives are. We are using these little capsules that are holding the souls of whoever we're fighting over. There are 4 of them. There's one located there, one located there, one located there, and another one over there. So you can see where the cluster of fighting is going to occur. J-Ro is getting ready to go, but let me go ahead and show you where I'm going to be. I got bikers right here. I got obliterators right here. I have a squad of plague marines and a rhino right here. I've got the Vindicator right here. The Land Raider is a dedicated transport for the Chaos Terminators, so they're right in there. Chaos Lord and his Chosen are right there. The Mauler Fiend and the other plague marines are right there. So, J-Ro, shall we see if I steal the initiative?
Let's do it.
All right, let's see. Come on, 6s.
Nope.
No! As far from stealing the initiative as possible.
I rolled a 5 on the strategic table for my warlord trait, and that is -1 to enemy reserves, which Matt does not have anything in reserve. So. So I rolled on the Chaos Space Marine warlord trait, and I got Hatred for my warlord and his unit. So the Chosen and the Chaos Space Marine warlord are going to be able to re-roll the first round of close combat. All right, J-Ro, you had a pretty short turn, didn't you? I did, yep. I decided to just summarize it because all I did was move and run.
Okay, so he moved and run. You also rolled Psychic Powers on these guys, didn't you?
I did, yep. So he's connected to this unit, and it's the #1 spell, I think it's Catalyst. So they have Feel No Pain, and one other unit, just the Hormagaunts also have Feel No Pain.
And that's a 5-up for Feel No Pain now, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
you moved all these guys over here.
And these guys, because Hormagaunts run an extra 3 inches on the run, ended up getting lucky and ran 15 inches.
I want to go over here and actually take a look at the how the Hormagaunts look inside the terrain.
Running through the buildings.
Yeah, that's just cool looking. You know, sometimes my nemesis does the right thing and, you know, utilizes my terrain in the correct way. We also decided that turn 1, the infestation does not kick in because, you know, we're just scattered all over the place. So turn 2 is the beginning. We're going to start the infestation rule. So that is J-Ro turn 1. So now we're going to go to Matt Nurgle turn 1. Okay, so here's my movement summary. I moved the Mauler Fiend up, and this is my first time actually playing with the new Chaos Space Marine Codex. I actually used to play against a friend of mine back home a lot in the old Chaos Space Marine Codex. But the Mauler Fiend found out that thing can move an insanely long amount of distance. So I moved up the Mauler Fiend, I moved up the Land Raider and unloaded the Terminators. I moved up the Rhino and unloaded the Chosen and the Chaos Lord. I moved back this Rhino full of Plague Marines. They're just going to kind of skitter back and fire the Havoc Launcher a little bit and try and go for this objective. The Vindicator just tilted slightly to that direction for this planned shooting phase. Obliterators didn't move. Moved these Plague Marines and the Rhino up just to help support the Bikers. The Bikers moved up here, and they're about to unload so badly into these guys. I also forgot to mention when I was summarizing my list, there's actually 2 Flamers in the Biker unit as well. So I've got a lot of Flamers, a lot of Havoc Launchers, a lot of templates. So this will be kind of interesting. Okay, so summary of what I am planning to do with shooting. What I'm going to have happen is I'm going to have these Havoc Launchers and all the Rhinos unload first. I'm going to see if it can weaken them a little bit. Then I'm going to have the Vindicator fire in and the Land Raiders fire in, and I'm also going to have the Obliterators fire in. The Obliterators and the Vindicator are going to focus on this squad. This is actually a separate squad from this squad. And then after they have focused on that one, if I have obliterated that one really heavily, then I'm probably going to have these bikers come in and try and take these guys out. Once I thin the line over here a little bit, hopefully being able to take out those Carnifexes with some fire. Don't know, we'll see. Then I am going to attempt to assault if there is space. Thankfully, this being an assault vehicle, I can do that. The Chosen are probably just going to hang back and shoot as well into whatever's left. Okay, so these Gaunts over here suffered a lot of wounds. The Demolisher cannon from the Vindicator fired in here and blasted a big hole from the ordnance right there. The Obliterators fired their assault cannons into here and took out quite a few in the front. And then they brought down 2 flamers right here. Then over here, not so good, because he kept making his feel no pain saves with the Gaunts. I unloaded with bolters all over the place and nothing happened. Havoc launchers didn't occur. I did manage to wound that Carnifex right there with the las gun from the Land Raider though. So now we're going to go into assaults. I'm going to go ahead and announce them right now. I'm going to have the Terminators assault the Gaunts. I'm going to have the Mauler Fiend. I'll decide in a minute. These bikers are going to assault that group of Gaunts over there. Yes.
Are you going to double charge? You'll lose extra attack, but you can charge both units. That's up to you. You'll get more.
We'll make a decision about that. Okay, so I decided to do a, what's it called, a staggered charge or a double charge, or the one where you're charging 2 units at the same time. I don't get the +1 bonus close combat, but the bikers have pretty much grabbed all the Gaunts and caught the aggro pretty hard over here. Then the Slaughter Brute, I wish I had now chosen the Carnifex, because with his fleet I managed to roll exactly what I would have needed to get on the Carnifex, but I went after the Gaunts instead. The Terminators also jumped in on the Gaunts. So I don't think that the Gaunts are going to last against that. Now the downside is that means the Carnifexes are going to be able to get the charge on me. You do what you can. So we're going to go ahead and resolve these combats really quick, and then we'll come back and show you what happened. So J-Ro's over here like, you know, talking about all the twin linked in my army, and then he, you know, all of a sudden pulls out that pretty much everything he's got has poison, which defeats the purposes of all of my marks of Nurgle and all my toughness bonuses and my toughness 6 bikers and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's right. Smile, J-Ro.
I was just saying that it was pretty tough that they're all twin linked.
Yeah, I see how it is. You're just trying to start more crap with me, aren't you?
That's what I'm doing.
Yep, okay.
So here's the Hormagaun's attacks.
Oh, good lord. So here's the result of our assaults. Due to some poor rolls on my part, and to some really good feel no pain rolls on J-Ro's part, his Gaunts have actually survived the first round of combat. That's going to suck a little bit. And then over here, I actually managed to survive this onslaught. I lost half my bikers. I lost combat, but I managed to pass my leadership check, so the bikers are still in it. So all the Gaunts are now tied up. Say something bad about my terrain, will ya? You're gonna get an evil noogie. That's what you're gonna get.
Crap. So I've got 2 Mawlocs.
So J-Ro is now going to do his deep striking for his Mawlocs.
And neither of them come. Actually, what is deep strike? Is it beautiful?
What is it?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so J-Ro found out, yeah, it's a 3 is when deep strike comes in. So one of the Mawlocs is about to arrive and ruin my day a little bit, I think. Where are you gonna put it, J-Ro? Where are you gonna put it?
I'm going to put him right here.
So wait a minute, what happens if he lands on top of him?
Actually, the Mawloc you want him to land on there. You put him there, and then if there's models underneath it, you put a large blast template, which is strength 7, AP 2. And then if he doesn't kill everything, he puts it again. And then if he hasn't killed anything, he suffers on the mishap table. So I'm hoping for...
He has to kill everything, right?
He has to kill everything, yep.
Oh. Oh no, that's bad. That's bad. So that's my Chosen and my Chaos Lord.
Where is the large blast?
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a little bit of suck. So let's see.
So it's gonna be all of them.
It's gonna be all of them. What's the strength and AP on that again?
Strength 7, AP 2. Actually, it might be strength.
Well, at least I've got Nurgle defending me a little bit against that now. We'll see how that turns out. Okay, this is so horrible and funny at the same time. So the way this Mawloc works, and it's also strength 6. You were saying it was strength 7.
That's not bad.
It doesn't scatter. It lands on my guys. It murders the entire thing of Chosen and doesn't wound my Chaos Lord. But because he didn't kill everything underneath it, it mishaps and goes back into reserve.
So next turn, it'll do it again. Hopefully.
Yeah, so he managed to pop in and destroy an entire unit and gain first blood because I actually had not gotten first blood yet. And the Mawloc disappeared. And I lost my Chosen, so that really sucked.
Alright, so we're playing with the house rules of the infestation from these super awesome disease plague spots. And we're rolling a d6, and on a 6, if you're in face-to-face contact with a terrain with one of these
Infested
creatures,
buildings.
then if you get a 6, you get d6 strength 3 hits as some creature attempts to pull you into whatever it has hiding.
So, the funny part is, this building actually ate 2 gaunts. Because we rolled it and we got a 6, and then we rolled 6 hits, and of the 6, 2 got through and managed to eat 2 gaunts. So the way we think of it is that green area next to the warrior, 2 tentacles just come up and grab 2 gaunts and pull them down.
Pull them underneath the building.
Yeah. So that was interesting. So now he's going to go ahead and do his movement phase. Or you've already done your movement phase, haven't you?
Yep. He's all moved, and now I'm just going to go to assaults.
All right.
Actually, no. Go to.
He's going to go into thinking mode. Okay, so you charge these guys in here, and then you charge the Carnifexes into that guys over there, into the big. You also got the Hive Tyrant in on the Terminators. So this has just turned into a big cluster of fighting now. All right, so we'll go ahead and roll them dice and see how these turn out.
Okay. So Carnifexes get Hammer of Wrath D3, which can be devastating because they're strength 9, so they can potentially get 3 each and come in there and just smash vehicles. Well, I charged into the side of the Mauler Fiend, and apparently they both tripped because they got 2. Didn't roll too well. Needed a 3 to glance.
Yeah, that's great. So they just went, they like smacked into him and he went, huh?
Like, what was that?
And the funny part is now you're gonna do your regular attacks, or Hammer of Wrath is it?
Now regular attacks.
Okay. So the bikers finally died, which actually works out for me a little bit because they did take some of the guys with them. Not a terribly huge amount, sadly. That was kind of a bad idea with the poison and the toxin sacks everywhere. I just goofed and didn't realize that was going to turn as bad as it was. But the upside is that on my next turn, I'm hoping to shoot the crap out of them. Because Obliterators, I've got these Plague Marines over here that'll just pop out and start rapid firing. And then I've got the Havoc Launcher still. The Mauler Fiend met with an untimely end. Carnifexes just murder-faced it pretty hard with their regular attacks. The Hammers of Wrath didn't do it, but the regular attacks tore into it and just made it go boom. And then my champion challenged the Hive Tyrant and got killed, but they still won combat because the Terminators managed to kill a hefty amount of the Gaunts. So that is J-Rose turn 2, and now we're going to start my turn 2. Okay, so here's my movement. I decided to move these guys over here and pile them out of the sides and move the Chaos Lord back into this Rhino. Use him as a little bit of a blocker for the Carnifexes, so they're going to take some pot shots there. Move the Land Raider up so you can get a better angle at the Carnifexes. Adjusted the Vindicator so that I have a slightly better firing line. Obliterator stayed put because they got a pretty good line of sight. And then I moved the Rhino up here to lay down some Flamer templates, which I'm about to do right now. That grin is horrible. Okay, so this shooting phase actually wasn't bad. I hit a lot with my templates, but he kept making his cover saves for all the Obliterators The flamers didn't make a lot of like wounds apparently. I kept rolling a lot of ones for some reason. So I killed what, 5 or 6 gaunts and a single warrior. Because he just kept rolling like a boss over here for some reason. But then over here I managed to put 2 wounds on the Carnifex, which is kind of interesting. They didn't do anything. I didn't figure they would, but it was worth a shot. And now we're going to go ahead and do this assault with the Terminators. Okay, so this assault went really badly on my part. He managed to kill 2 of my Terminators with the Hive Tyrant. Then my Terminators with the Power Fists turned around and smacked him in the face, did 1 wound. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh crap, I'm about to... no, it was not 2 Terminators. Was it 2 Terminators or 3?
It was 2.
Okay. So I lost combat, and then... Or no, I didn't lose combat. I did... What I mean to say is that I lost combat, but I passed my leadership test with a Snake Eyes. So the ones actually came in handy. So that is my turn, which was very anticlimactic. And now he's about to go with his next turn, and those Mawlocs are probably going to wreck me. So I very dumbly created another perfect scenario for the Mawloc. Yeah.
Actually comes up from underneath.
Yeah, so let's see if this thing scatters or not.
Okay, so right on here.
Oh, 6 inches. Hopefully that takes it off. Actually, I think that will take it off. It's going to land like next to the building.
Okay, but that's actually going to land center to center, be in the building.
Uh-huh. So wouldn't that put it on top of the building, I guess, or something like that?
I have to look up the rules. I don't know what happens when you're checking buildings. I think you have to take
A mishap.
yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, so J-Ro, tell us what happened.
Okay, so it scattered over here. We said that since the wall, he was driving on the wall, it would be impassable terrain. And so he suffered on the mishap table, and he got a 5. So he's back in reserves again.
Again. So at least I don't have to worry about those Mawlocs this turn. Because honestly, if those things came in this turn, I have a feeling I would have been saying goodnight. So let's see if I can hold them off for another turn and possibly get a turn to finally take this home somehow. Because those things, don't they auto come in on, what is it, turn 4 or 5? I can't remember.
I think it's 5.
Turn 5?
We'll check when it gets to 4.
Okay.
If they're not.
Alright, J-Ro, show us where you moved.
So for movement, the little swarm here, all moved up. And the Carnifexes got right in the way of the Land Raider.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like the Land Raider wants to, shoot them anyway, so...
Yep.
They're okay with this.
So Warriors had Death Spitters, was trying to open up that tank for a charge, but I got 2 wounds on it. I needed 3.
Yep.
So it's still there.
And then you are charging the Obliterators, which, since they have slow and purposeful, I believe it means that they can't Overwatch. So he's getting ready to charge them. What'd you get?
I got a 6. So
oh yeah. But thankfully, there's not a whole lot of gaunts here, and there's 3 of them. They have 2 attacks each, so hopefully they'll be able. This won't last long. You're still gonna take away from my shooting phase. Does that take you out of Synapse?
It would, but I didn't make it, so I rolled a 6, and it's 8 inches away.
Oh, it's 8 inches away? Mm-hmm. Oh, so you failed the charge. Yay. I get to shoot you again. Alright, J-Ro, tell us what happened.
Okay, so rolled a 1 on their D3 impact hits, and rolled 2 more ones, their Hammer Rats, and didn't wound it. All their hits, I did 1.
You're mixing your fantasy.
Yep.
You're mixing up your fantasy.
I'm a big fantasy player.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then they did their attacks. I got 1 penetrate and took out a weapon.
Took out the las gun. Then you managed to wreck the Rhino over here, which actually works out for me because it's about to be my turn, and I have all these flamers for these Plague Marines sitting in all this stuff. You failed the Obliterator charge, so that's gonna make this interesting. So now it's my turn 3, I'm thinking?
Terminator.
Oh yeah, we have to do the Terminator's assault, so hopefully they don't bite it, but there's a very likely chance they will. So the Hive Tyrant managed to gank the rest of the Terminators, unfortunately. But this actually opens me up for an interesting thing. See, I was kind of actually hoping that these things would happen, because the Terminators really didn't have a very good chance of doing anything over there. once the Hive Tyrant started slaughtering them real hard.
Yeah, too monstrous creature.
Yeah, it's just it was not going well. For some reason with the dice rolls, I didn't think that was going to work. But now what I can do is I can move my Land Raider back, turn the Vindicator, and unload. And then I can move up all these guys to unload onto you as well. Hopefully, that Carnifex has still got 2 wounds on him, right? So, oh, you're going to do your regen?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if...
Reminded me. Hive Tyrant? No. Carnifex? No.
Alright, so I can potentially kill the... Because the Carnifexes are the only things that can take out my Land Raider. So if I can take those out, then that Land Raider can roll around blasting things with what he's got left. Okay, so Nurgle movement submarine. I hopped the Marines back in over in this Rhino, moved them up, moved the Chaos Lord up a little bit too, so that he would actually, so that he would just kind of be able to hang back there for a minute. I moved the Land Raider back slightly, so that way they don't auto-hit him when they're trying to pierce his armor. And that I could also get a clear shot with the Vindicator, which I moved back and tilted this way. Because over here, these guys can handle this, I'm fairly certain. The Plague Marines reposition so that they can toss some Flamer Love down over here. The Obliterators are going to take out this unit of Gaunts, I'm thinking, because we'll see how the Flamers go. Because I'm not really worried about the Gaunts other than them trying to tie them up in close combat. So we're going to go ahead and start my shooting phase, and hopefully I can finally get rid of some Tyranids. Alright, J-Ro, let's go over what I did. My Plague Marines, apparently I am the king of ones today, because I could roll nothing but ones with my Plague Marines. Not a single Flamer killed anything. I just kept rolling crap with them. Then they unloaded into the rest of the Gaunts right there and kind of thinned them pretty horribly. There's only like 4 of them left. I'm not worried about them now. Mostly not because I was worried about them hurting anything, but just tying me up for the rest of the game.
Which is what they were doing over here.
Yeah.
And that's why Gaunts are pretty good. They're not too strong in combat.
Now, in my defense, as you know, you have all these monstrous creatures left, and you do have warriors left, and you have those Mawlocs. Your Gaunts are almost gone completely. There's like 80 Gaunts that I've almost killed.
There's a lot of them. You can see the pile over there, all those.
Yeah, 80 or 70. I can't remember because we started this game last week and then we had to finish it today. So
it was a 30 and then 2 units of 20.
Okay.
Whoa, are you guys done?
We're almost done. My shooting phase did not go
Camera
so
hog here.
Yeah. But well, it's still anybody's game. If those Mawlocs come in, I'm gonna lose.
I'd love to see Tyranid warriors.
They just smashed that tank. They came out.
Yeah.
This guy, this is a cool little conversion. It's like that. Now I'm touching your models.
Yeah, it's my prime.
Is that your prime?
Here, show it off real quick.
Yeah, that's a cool little conversion there.
Thank you.
Little poison stuff. Little doolies on his back. That's awesome. I love it. Does that look right to you guys?
Yeah, that's about what it was.
All right.
All right, so the Obliterators managed to shred this this squad over here down to what is it, like 4 guys left. Either way, I'm not worried about my Obliterators or my Plague Marines getting tied up by Gaunts now. Now the Warriors, yeah, they're gonna get in close combat. I've got Feel No Pain and Poison Knives too, so.
Yeah.
This over here is gonna suck a little.
Carnifex made 5 Feel No Pains.
Oh yes, yes. I tried to kill him off. I got him down to, I killed 3 wounds off of him, and I'm like throwing everything I had at him just to finish him off. And he just kept making us feel no pains.
Just tanked
Havoc launchers, plasma pistols, las cannons, everything I could. The Vindicator hurt you pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They did.
so-
They were too close, so I got them both hit.
And it also, but the funny part is everything kept clipping the Gaunts and killing them off, so I
Yeah.
guess it wasn't a total failure.
So now there's down to 3 Gaunts.
Yep, so now we will go on to your turn 4, and we'll find out when the Mawlocs come in.
Okay, so both Mawlocs, turn 4 came in. I landed one here, killed an Obliterator and wounded the other one. And then on the mishap table, because I didn't kill everything, I got a 2. So Matt got to put him wherever he wanted. Right over there.
Farthest corner of the table.
And then the other one scattered and went right up here behind the Land Raider.
So I only have to really contend with one of them because I don't think he's going to get to me at all for the rest of the game. So I managed to at least mitigate how horribly boned I am. Like if both of them had just landed, it had been like, well, this is gonna be a short game. But this way, you know, what's the strength of a Mawloc?
6.
Okay, so he still can't touch the Land Raider.
Still
No.
only the Carnifexes.
Okay, so if I could just kill off those Carnifexes, then I could potentially deal with these Mawlocs. How many wounds do Mawlocs have?
6.
Oh, good lord. Tyranids.
Yeah, they're
Tyranids.
monsters.
Okay, well, we're gonna let J-Ro go on with his turn. Alright, J-Ro, what'd you do?
Have Tyrant turn this way, Carnifexes going that way. Gaunt's just 3 of them doing what Gaunts do. Over here, I'll move forward, getting ready for the assaults.
This will be fun.
And this guy. Over here.
Just have him creep along, right?
Creeping along.
He's like, wait, guys, why are you all over there? So we'll get to your shooting phase now.
Okay. Alright, so I have Tyrant here. All these guys have 20 devours, by the way. Shot, blew up the Rhino. I was going to shoot the Vindicator, but found out it's armor 13 and not 12. So they're not going to shoot that because they can't hurt it.
Yep, and we've all done that before where we move something up going, we're gonna do something.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can't.
Yep. And then Warriors shot their Devour, or Death Bitters, killed a couple.
You did like 7 wounds, but I managed to save them and you only got 2 of them, 2 of the guys. So now you're gonna do your assaults. You wanna go ahead and declare who's assaulting?
So, I have Tyrant here.
Okay, that's gonna be fun.
Carnifexes into the Land Raider.
Thankfully I moved him, so he's not gonna be just auto hits. And then you're gonna have everything swarm these Plague Marines, I'm guessing?
Actually, these guys are going to assault the Plague Marines, and these guys are going to assault there.
Oh, you're gonna assault the Obliterators with the small squad just to tie them up. Well, let's hopefully I can just gank all those Gaunts before my shooting phase. And then the Gaunts are gonna assault the Plague Marines, huh?
And then the Warriors will assault.
Oh, so you're basically wanting me to use my Overwatch up on them. Let's look it up because I can't remember if I have to Overwatch the Gaunts or not, or if I can choose.
I don't know.
We'll check. All right, J-Ro. So we're gonna do a quick summary, but we're gonna go ahead and call this game as a loss for me because this has gotten pretty rough here. So over here, let's go ahead and summarize exactly why this is not going to be a win for me. First, you already killed one heavy support option by killing the Mawloc. So that got you a heavy support for Big Guns Never Tire point.
Do you get points for that? I thought it was just that they were able to hold the objectives.
No, you get victory points for killing them too. So that's a point for you. You also got First Blood, so that's a second point for you.
Linebreaker. I think you might.
Well, Linebreaker, yeah, you would probably get Linebreaker. You're in my deployment
12
zone.
inches? You are within 12 inches.
Yep, so you would have gotten Linebreaker too. The other problem is that these guys are going to swarm this, and that's another heavy support option he's going to kill, giving him 3 points, 4 points.
Did we summarize that last combat?
Huh? Oh.
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't summarize it, but the Plague Marines bit it. They just got swarmed by the Warriors, and bad rolls. Bad rolls. That's the name of my day, is I've had horrible rolls throughout this entire game. My strategy was sound, and if my shooting over here had gone remotely as planned, and I hadn't rolled as many 1s and 2s all game like I did, and if he hadn't been making like 5s and 6s on every save, cover save, feel no pain, anything, then I would have been able to actually do something.
Yeah, getting the psychic power, the feel no pain, to just put it on the Carnifexes and the Hive Tyrant, that saved so many wounds.
Yeah, and the big issue here is that, yes, I have a squad of Plague Marines left over here, but I don't really have anything reliable left that can take the big monsters out. Interestingly enough, these guys tied for combat. Or actually, you lost combat. I managed to hurt you pretty bad, and then you regenerated a wound. So he did a wound to me, and I did like, what, 3?
He did 2.
2.
So I put him up to 3.
Yeah.
And then he regenerated back down to 2.
But the only things I have really that can handle all these big critters are the Vindicator and the Land Raider. The Land Raider's on 2 hull points and missing a las cannon. And just for the sake of we know he's probably going to kill this, because, I mean, one power fist, it's going to go down, statistically. And, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and call that as a loss, unfortunately.
It was a good game.
Yes, it was. Did I teach you a little respect for my terrain?
You did.
Okay. So it's a loss in the game, but it's a moral victory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had quite a bit of fun on this terrain. I like the big buildings.
Yeah, the big buildings definitely make you think about it a little bit. Though we didn't really get to use the big buildings other than just kind of going around them. These would be more useful in a deployment zone, I think. Like, especially if you had like long range devastators, obliterators, stuff like that, sitting up on top of them. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey.
Okay, so that was our battle report. It was a really fun game. It was really close. Honestly, if my rolling